Right, hi everyone, I'm James Carter. We run a small construction business out of Wainoa, and we've been in the game 50 years. I'm the second generation, and we certainly need to change. Got great staff, probably some of the best guys out there. I like to think so anyway, and we've been fortunate to pick up the odd award on the way through, which gives our staff great recognition. We do everything from mailboxes to large architectural homes. And I'd like to think that all our staff have great work ethic. We're certainly passionate about what we do, and we'll give most things a go. So that's just a little bit about our business. Moving forward, I've got Tess there on the pointer, as I can't do two things at once. Our vision is to be the best in our industry and to exceed all the expectations of our clients, and our clients are number one. Certainly. Why lean? Why do we do lean? Well, I suppose the days of builders just turning up with a Labrador on the back and a handful of tools have sort of gone. We've sort of got to move a bit forward a bit more, especially our generation, because we've got all these young fellas coming up ready to kick us up the backside. We didn't have a lot of processes in place, and to be fair, really didn't even know how to put them in place. And that would be one of the main reasons why we needed change, and really just consistency and high quality, and health and safety for us is a huge thing, and it's probably the biggest thing that we've coming up against in the construction industry at the moment. So we needed somebody to sort of hold our hands really and take us forward. Program objectives, well, I think I just touched on, we really need to put processes in place because we really didn't have a lot there. Clean and tidy work environment, which we've always prided ourselves on, but we've sort of got room for improvement there. Increase work satisfaction, and just continually improving and training our staff as we go through. Right. Here's our team. We've chosen probably the younger ones that work for us. The older members of our staff really didn't want too much change at all. They sort of told us the best change would be to change nothing, because they're quite happy with the way things were, which didn't really help me a lot. So we've got keen, young, eager fellows in our team. Now this is our journey. This was the start of our board, our process map, and we had to put all our processes in place, and we just took, say, a normal standard build on a house. And to be fair, for us, that took a lot of nothing out. It was meant to be, you'd think it would be one of the most simplest things to map out in your business, but we did struggle a bit, because they do say there's about 250 variables in building a house, and trying to get them down to about 10 or 15 processes took a bit of time. I've come out purple, there were pink there. We asked all our staff room for improvement. As I said, the older ones didn't want to buy into it at all. The younger ones were a bit reluctant to put something up there. I didn't know whether they thought they were going to lose their job the next day if they wrote the wrong thing. But after a few months, we've just started to get a few more in there, and really quite surprising what your staff think is important to them, and you just think it's just the norm. But we certainly got a lot of feedback out of that. Our process map, well, this came off that brown sheet you've seen before, and it did take a bit of working out, because just our process changes so much. We can get to the end goal, about to put the peg in the ground to start a house, and the client may want to change something, and we're back to square one again. One thing we have learned through this is to give the clients as much information before we start the project, and that's been huge, which I think can keep going on about. One job we got on the go that I've probably been there over 30 times now, and it's only just an hour up the road, and we still haven't got started. This was getting into the 5S, which is really just tidying up your work site and making it a bit more efficient, so that all your staff can find stuff within 30 seconds, and then out the door. Because I spent a lot of time, well, to be fair, I'd spend over half an hour a day walking out to the workshop looking for gear, guys wanting different bits of machinery and jobs, and nobody had a clue where it was. And quite often you'd find I'd been getting repaired and been sitting in the shop in town for about 6 months. This is the section that we decided we'd have a bit of a tidy up, and to be fair, right at the start I was quite proud of that. I actually thought we were sort of on track, but obviously not. So this is us over here now, where we've changed it. We've put in a system now where all the tools are on shelves and they're marked out, and the guys put a tag on it when they take it, so we know where our tools are. And we just, our first roll out of that was this morning, and it was real good. Great feeling putting that first tag up there. At least I know where one of the skills tools is going to be for the next few days. And this is just some more in before after shots. It did take a bit of planning. We thought we got it right, and then we had to change a few things. Like, this is all really handy stuff over here, and that's what we ended up with. So we probably ended up with nearly 2 skip bins of stuff that have been there for 30 or 40 years, and now we're down to hopefully nothing out the skip bin. But we ended up, you have a red tag area where you put stuff that you really don't know what you're going to do with it, and I've always called it real handy stuff. And we would have probably had about 2,000 items in it of just stuff that you're never going to use. So a lot of it we've got rid of. Hardest thing for me was letting go, because young George and Brad would be throwing in the skip, and I'd be up there on the weekend digging through the middle of it, pulling it back out again. And yes, which I struggled a bit with, but I suppose I've just got to get rid of that skip bin quicker than I can get out there. Here's our pillar board in our workshop. We were a bit confined for space, but we sort of managed to use the stairway and get it in there. And it's almost like a sigh of relief getting that board up there, that we're sort of getting to the end of it, because we have struggled with a lot, really just time. Like, it has taken a lot of time. As I said, we're about 15 staff, but 5 or 6 guys involved in this, and we have been stretched a little bit. So, but the outcome's been great. In our pilot area, when we first got audited, we were 16. It was better than I thought, and now we're up around 58, which I couldn't believe it actually. So, just putting things in process. So that probably excites the staff the most, and that was the easiest to buy in. And they leave it to last, so that sort of keeps you coming along, hanging out for it really. What else we got here? Challenges and opportunities. Well, I suppose, as I said, the challenges at the start were trying to get the guys to buy into it. The young guys, no trouble. Older staff, a bit reluctant to change in that, because most of them have been doing it for 50 years. I suppose, and really just the opportunities and just thinking outside of the square. We're starting to think about manufacturing more stuff for the workshop to make us more efficient, and even the guys coming up with suggestions that we should have, tables on sites where they can sit plans and read plans. And so in all, it certainly got us thinking. I think it's going to make us far more productive, and one day we might be able to get affordable homes as the government keeps ramming down our throats. But final comments, well, I suppose at the end of the day, we're all ready to go forward, and I think we've had a great grounding to go forward with now. And I suppose the best thing, we actually know how to put some procedures in place now. And thanks very much for everything you've done for us and Venture Southland. And no, we've really enjoyed it, and thanks very much for your time. And thanks to everybody else here for sort of helping us and having a bit of a yarn. Good on you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, thanks very much to James. And just 2 comments I'll make. First of all, this program, the optimum size of company to come through this cluster would be a company of between, say, 15 up to about 50 FTE equivalents, sort of between 50 and 50 staff. We often have companies on either end. James, obviously, his size of his company is at the bottom end. Challenge, of course, is resource. Less people, so the amount of direct impact on your labor resource is exponentially higher than, say, a larger company. But, based on our visit yesterday and what you've said today, you've taken it on board, you've done it, it's challenged you, but that challenging and get on top of it is going to give you the resilience to take it forward. And I honestly believe in your industry, having good process is critical. The word is variables. There are so many variables in that end-to-end build process. If we can eliminate those variables through good quality controls and procedures, our life is going to be a lot easier for us. So well done. The second thing, James used the word change. Ultimately, this program is a change management program. Yes, we use the tools and methodologies of Lean, which are nothing more than common sense, but it is a process and a framework to enable organizations to drive change. And as we know, personally in life, driving change is the most difficult thing. So this program is a journey to drive change and a change process that is then sustainable.